Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to BioShock Infinite. So we're in the Hall of Heroes. We've gone down this sidetrack quest. Interesting idea to look at what our quest actually is right now. Let's see, we've upgraded some things but not everything. We haven't unlocked some of these, like, well, maybe we're getting about halfway as far as the vigor is unlocked, and maybe halfway on the weapons. Turns out, I guess the red weapons are Vox Populi weapons. But we're supposed to defeat Slate's men. Not because we really want to, but because Slate's wants us to. He wants his men to die at the hand of a true warrior instead of Comstock's men, who he assumes aren't true warriors and just cowards, I guess. Just a matter of pride, I suppose.
Yellow skin and slanted eyes that did betray us with their lies, until they crossed the righteous path of our prophet's holy wrath.
So, yeah, Columbia basically burned down the entire place.
Oh, I read about this. Comstock led the Colombian troops to Peking.
Comstock wasn't there! The Boxers took my eye and 30 of my friends! Is there even a stone to mark that sacrifice? We can't lose!
So, this is kind of like a fallen glory situation, stolen glory. Oh, okay, so we've got a fire guy. And so, I guess the idea is that the fire guys probably also were the people that burnt down Peking. That would make sense. Having people with the special equipment, the flamethrower from walking suits, would make sense.
Ammo! Take it!
You did them a favor, Booker. You let them die like men.
I didn't ask for this. I have no quarrel with these men.
Heroes never ask.
I never claimed to be no hero.
Then what are you? If you take away all the parts of Booker DeWitt you tried to erase, what's left? Go back to the Rotunda. It's almost over.
Now we can see books are being burnt. Like, this whole story.
What did you try to erase?
Now that you're out of yours, you might realize cages have their advantages.
A choice is better than none, Mr. DeWitt. No matter what the outcome.
Yeah. If you woke up one day and realized you didn't like what you chose.
So, as far as I know, there was, I think, an actual Boxer rebellion, but it was nothing at all like what we're seeing here. If I was to guess, I don't think we ever firebombed Peking or in the 1990s, the United States. I don't think they did that. If they did, then I am just bad at history, and that's pretty common for a public education system in the United States. And I wouldn't be surprised if we erased some of our past sins, like apparently Booker DeWitt here did. The one thing I'm looking for here and not finding, though, is a lockpick. And I'm looking for 2 more before we finish this Hall of Heroes section. And I don't see one in this area, and I kind of don't believe I'm going to find one in this area because this is too far out. And this whole path just ends. It's really terrible level design. Never, as far as I can recall, have I played a game where you go down the path, fight some people, turn around and go back to the main room, go down the second path, fight some people, turn around and fight, and go back to a central point. Like, at the very least, you would want there to be a shortcut or something. Something that would simplify walking through empty hallways that have no enemies. See, this is where we started. You can see the game is checkpointing and we're just looking everywhere. Hey, there was 5 lockpicks now. So unless I find something that else needs lockpicks, I'm probably good. Couple of guys walking in front of me. I would like to find more lockpicks, but I suspect I won't.
I've got what you need, Booker. You will find me past the First Lady's memorial.
So now I need to go to the First Lady's memorial, which again means that
Appreciate it.
and she throws entire guns at you to give you ammo, which is
Say
crazy.
what you want about Lady Comstock. The woman had an eye for fashion.
So we're almost certainly going to go down a third path and turn around and come back.
You've seen what Comstock has done to my history. Now see how he's rewritten his own.
So one of the things here is this feels like BioShock a little bit. You could expect this to have actually been in Rapture. The angels and Lady Comstock worship matriarch of all of Columbia. Let's see, all the candles, that was something we saw a lot of in BioShock 2. Candles all over the place.
The seed of the prophet lay in the womb of Our Lady, but for a single week. Comstock had a child. My books never mention anything about a child.
That's quite an omission. Can't imagine that was by accident.
The child took ill, and Our Lady prayed for the prophet's heir day and night.
So you're not gonna be born in a single week unless you're some kind of magical creature that grows really, really faster than a human being. And so that doesn't sound accurate, and we were told already that this was how he was rewriting his past and lying. The question, since we, slight spoiler, kind of know Elizabeth is Comstock's daughter, the question then is, does the statue have a missing pinky? Which hand is it that you have the pinky? Don't walk away.
Hey, don't point that at me.
Trying to look at it's her right hand. So there should be a missing pinky right there. And in this statue, it's not missing. This is a gigantic baby, by the way. That's the size of a 3-year-old, not a baby, in as far as scale. And if you want to talk scale, the head of Lady Comstock here compared to her waist and hips and everything else is too big too. And here's a real horse instead of an electronic horse.
That's my tower.
Lo, while Daisy Fitzroy has murdered my beloved, she shall not have the child. She shall not come betwixt her and prophecy.
The seed of the prophet shall sit the throne and drown in flame the mountains of man.
You're Comstock's daughter.
No, I can't be. I can't.
He wants you to follow in his footsteps.
Well, I want a puppy, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna get one.
We should see if we can get close to her at some point and see if she still has the caged necklace. So he locks her up and apparently never visits her again, which seems like it is the most insane way ever to try to get her to follow in his footsteps. I mean, seriously. If you wanted somebody to follow in your footsteps, you might try to raise them with your similar morals and values and belief systems. You don't never speak to them. See, it almost seems like I could glitch my way up here, but it's not letting me jump. And you can see on this side he's got a sword, and you can't even see the baby. And on this side, you don't even see that he's carrying the sword, you just see that he's holding the baby. So it's this split image. Like, it really makes no sense at all. This is a storyline quest, so it doesn't require
It's locked.
a actual lock, hairpin lock, I don't think. Nope, it didn't. Good. The cruel murder of a dear Lady Comstock by the anarchist Daisy Fitzroy. Which, by the way, Daisy Fitzroy looks a lot younger than you would probably expect. Daisy Fitzroy being an employee, working basically as a slave for Lady Comstock. I suspect she didn't have anything to do with the murder of Lady Comstock
To
at all.
those who loved me, I was the most generous of souls. There was no pain I would deny them, no betrayal I would not gladly give. And when I had scorched the hearts of all who loved me, the prophet said, "There is nothing you can do for which I will not forgive you. For God has granted me sight, and through his eyes, even you are loved."
So that might be easily misunderstood what she just said there. She basically said that she was a total jerk and she would scorn and betray everybody around her. And then Comstock came into the picture and
Want to hold on to this?
I guess
Okay,
she
catch.
sort of fell in love
That'll
with
do.
him and became this like religious holy figure, which that's pretty typical, isn't it, that people who aren't even that good in the first place become deified in their deaths and in the rewriting of history. Now, the only reason why I think Comstock would kill his wife, not knowing anything about the relationship, I have to assume that she in some way displeased him or didn't want to raise their daughter the way Comstock wanted to raise them, or something. The Vengeance of the Prophet. We're getting these title screens at the top when we enter certain areas, because it's new missions and new sections. Let's see, this way with the fake fire is locked. You can see Daisy is getting pushed into the fire. Comstock's vengeance, the prophet bearer of the swords, brought the wrath down upon Daisy Fitzroy and the Vox Populi. He pursues them relentlessly to this day. And they probably have a sign already made up saying that he pursued them relentlessly to the last man, because they expect that he'll kill them all eventually. Although, the fact that they've made statues, and here you can even see the threads holding up these statues, which is kind of silly, goes to say that they plan to boogeyman the Vox Populi forever and have them be the big bad until they can invent a new big bad.
I can get through these bars, but you're too broad.
She's just gonna squeeze through that.
Let me scout ahead, see if there's some way to move forward.
No. This is a bad idea. How about I just climb up here and jump?
Is that?
It's a tear, something I can bring into this world.
It's a freight hook. Well, that's convenient.
As I said, it's a form of wish fulfillment.
What do you mean it's a form of wish fulfillment?
Now.
You bet.
So I can hold down
There's
X.
more where that came from.
Now.
Whenever I'd get anxious, tears have a way of appearing.
So she seems to make them, but not even know she's making them, or like it's all just kind of made up.
Booker, do you see those tears? We can use them against Slate's men. That tear will get us access to higher ground, and that one will give us a turret
and some cover.
So we can either bring in this, or we can get access to higher ground, and if we get access to higher ground, it looks like you can just walk through a doorway, but it doesn't even really matter.
Turret now!
And so the idea here is kind of cool, that if up to this point we were playing the game like this, where we had the ability to make tears. But honestly, it doesn't work enough to matter. And we're about to die. And finally, first death in the game. So she injects something into me, and so we can just bring back a... Let's kill the rest of these.
Comstock's pen can do some wonderful tricks. What you've got there, Booker.
That's enough, Slate. We just need the vigor to get out of Columbia. We're taking it one way or another. Slate!
So yeah, this could have been an amazing system that would have been really cool, and we see some things here that are doorways that we're supposed to unlock eventually. I lost a little bit of money because I died. I have a piece of equipment, a piece of gear on me that says when I die I get a full health refill, so that helps too.
Go ahead. I'll be fine.
And when I dismount here, this is kind of a doorway, but it's a doorway you can't access. So interesting. While there is ways up to higher ground, I don't think there's actually anything up there. Let's see, over here, is the pinky missing? Nope. The one thing I'm kind of looking for is possible lockpicks. And I'm not seeing them. I take too much damage here, honestly. So here we have a vendor that's empty. But I can do that and get some money out of it.
Much obliged.
But 50% off all items. I think I've already purchased everything, so maybe I've played poorly. And if I had known that at this section you would have gotten this discount. Let's see. I don't even know what this one would have been. You can see here it says take arms, and that's what the trailer for BioShock Infinite was about, is there was just guns in barrels like this, and you could use those, pick them up, and everybody was prepared and ready to go. Now a little trick here is you can bring these guys into reality, and then if they get destroyed you can bring the guy back into reality and ensure multiple uses of it.
Keep your eye open for that shock jockey vigor.
So let's see, I have 500. So possession for less decreased assaults necessary for possession. That would probably be the next thing I'd like to get.
Want to hold on to this?
Man, every single time.
Thanks.
I guess I'm doing right, but it seems weird. So this is it. The Minuteman's Armory, which are upgrades. I could have spent a lot less money, it seems. Let's see what this one has to say. The Lamb is the future of the city. Why aren't these full screen? The Seat of the Prophet watches over us from Monument Island. When will she emerge? Only the great prophet knows with certainty. Ben. See, and the Monument Island idea must have just gotten out of hand immediately. Behold, the miracle child, the prophecy is fulfilled. After only 7 days in Lady Comstock's womb, isn't that one of those 3D? Lady Comstock is a fitting mother to this miracle. These 3D models. The future of our great endeavors lies in her little hands, Finn. So much of the story is hidden behind these elements that this should be said out loud. This should be part of the game.
To the sky Comstock bent his knee and saw with holy prophecy. And too rare is the man who takes a stab in you and God, sweetest fatherland. Here's the place where we revere the heroes of our city.
10 men, Booker. That's what Comstock will turn us into. Wires and gears to replace heads and hearts.
So this guy starts attacking. It's one of these robots.
You see, Booker? Maybe you're the man I remember. Maybe not. It doesn't matter. Comstock took our stories and scrubbed away our souls. Now, he's coming for me. And when I'm gone, all that will be left is the lie.
Just give us what we came for!
Here we have the Chinese Boxer Rebellion again, which... Why are we back into this section? Because we were doing Lady Comstock before. We could get some med kits here. And you have to hold down X to bring this up, so you're using multiple buttons. Let's see what this one says. The city mourns. So, in the middle of us getting the backstory of One Way, Lady Comstock tomb opens for public viewing in Emporia, which must be a section of Columbia. Columbia shall never forget your sacrifice, dear lady. In the middle of this Slate storyline, we are also dealing with that. And taking out these guys with a rocket launcher.
There was a locked door in the gift shop. I think I can open it.
She's reminding me of the locked door in the gift shop, like way a long time ago. Alright, so this would take a hairpin. And they want me to go that way, I assume. And I could take a machine gun. But if I take this machine gun, and I kind of need to, I can't use it. Let's see, I can walk this far, but it's sure is dark over here. So, come on game, tell me that there's a lockpick somewhere in this area. And that I don't have to use one of the lockpicks that I've found up to this point. Because if I do have to use one of the lockpicks that I've found up to this point, then what would an average player do? Well, that might actually just be a storyline lock, hairpin lock too, so it may not matter. Let's see. Yes, it is. It says hairpin lock.
Help me out with this lock.
Looks easy enough. It's done.
I love how she just lockpicks it immediately. And I still have 5. Good. Of course. Now we've hit a question.
The whole place is ransacked. There ain't no shock jockey here.
Slate must have taken them. Look.
Go ahead and set up for the almost certain booby trap I'm gonna
Here's some
trigger.
cash. Catch, Booker.
Heads or tails.
Much obliged.
They don't even hang on it long enough to see it, to make certain people see. So 5 lockpicks on this one, or 5 lockpicks on the other one. And it seems like you have to choose in an incredibly unfair way.
Need some help with this.
On it.
So we're here, we're not coming back to this section. I'm gonna say
There you go.
use it here. What are we gonna get? We're at 691 as far as gold. And we get about 300, a little less than 300 perhaps. But is there for a second a possibility I'm going to find 5 more lockpicks? I don't think so. That seems just too crazy.
Slate. He's here.
And so we're supposed to subdue Slate now. It would have been a lot harder taking out the Washington guy without the rocket launcher. So don't get wrong about that, but here we need to see if we can break these. And you can't shoot when she's in the way, so if she decides to stand in the way like a fool, then look at that reload animation, that's pretty slow. So once again we are in a weird position where we basically, what am I trying to say here? We have 2 odd gun positions. Discount dollar bill.
What is that?
Comstock ships. He's coming for Slate.
It was Slate who killed for his country at Wounded Knee! It was Slate who stormed the gates at Peking! Slate!
Let's see, we have medical kits here and a shotgun.
But our lives won't satisfy him, oh no. He won't rest until he's turned us into tin. I won't let him. He took my past, but that's all he's getting from me.
Just give us the vigor. We don't need to do this.
Here you go, boys. A soldier's death awaits.
A soldier.
So, how good is this gun? Not that good because it's telling me to switch weapons. And I'm out of ammo. So don't ever use that gun again. Trying to break all of these traps. Well, to start with.
Much obliged.
DeWitt, I remember. Tin Man! Tin Man!
Keep calling me a Tin Man, sure. Here we've got another fireman. I guess I was wrong to say that firemen don't really ever show up in the game. It's more accurate to say they don't show up for a very long time. So right there we can see she's wearing the cage necklace. And look how this guy's just not moving and triggering at all.
Come on now, DeWitt! Don't disappoint the boys!
So... So the deal here is this path has just been opened up and this path has just been opened. So here's one of these mechanized things. Or 2 of them. You can see my shield at maximum refills enough to...
Come on, DeWitt! Show me what you're made of!
I found some money. Want it?
You can see these shock jockey traps are certainly not exactly what we want. Let's see. Do we have anything over here? Alright. Now each of these sections really shouldn't be too much in them. So, Booker DeWitt was particularly nasty. That's one lockpick. We have to find 4 more. But I wouldn't be surprised if we find like 1 more in one section, a little bit more in the second section, and then a pack of 3. Because that seems to be kind of how this works. I don't want to go too far forward ahead, but I'm probably fine going up to this section. Actually, no, let's not do that yet. Let's instead
go ahead.
There you go.
Do this, and then this. And the one here is powering this gateway, so it can't be destroyed. See, that's a pistol. There's nothing else here. See, I don't think a pistol should be the only thing in this area. That would be kind of ridiculous. Surely there was something else to find here. Maybe we come back to this section later. Now, I don't think there's a way over there. And so I'm kind of working from the idea that we've done everything we're supposed to do. It might be actually facts too that the Vox Populi guns are just objectively better than the regular guns, and since I think this is a Vox Populi gun, I think that's might explain why I want to play with this gun a lot more than any of the others.
Well, now. Grab that lockpick. We might need it later.
What lockpick? tell me where it is, I will pick it up. Ah. It's just kind of in the wall. Well, we're slightly closer to our goal. Then. Again, no jumping this way. It's worth pointing out, though, what we're doing right now is just this really long side quest that's possibly longer than the main quest.
Great.
Seems like I might be running low on bullets. Nice fast reload speeds on the guns. There certainly are some elements here that are nice improvements on probably what BioShock 1 was, but there aren't enough of them, and it feels like there were compromises all throughout the rest of the game. What, 1270 now? And that means we're getting close to being able to afford one more upgrade. Hopefully we don't find some point in the story we find a discount, like, upgrade station that we should have saved all our money for. And so we're back here. And it says get the shock jockey, and he's just sitting here.
You're not done here, soldier! Eat everything that's on your plate! Finish it!
So do I want to kill him or spare him? I don't want to be a jerk, so I'm gonna spare him.
You're a tin man now! A tin man!
I mean, I've killed a lot of people, but I don't see a reason really to kill more. And now we have Shock Jockey. That one cutscene might have killed him too.
Hold and release to create a shocking trap.
Now, one thing that's interesting to see about this is we had the shock.
Comstock's men will surely take him.
Do you ever get used to it? Killing.
Faster than you can imagine.
Like, when you started BioShock 1, you had the lightning bolt and the wrench attack. Like, immediately. See, now the question is, was there anything to search through those doors over there? Was there a shock jockey element? And I can't remember, so just in an effort to be thorough, we'll just run back through here. And like, I don't think there's a reason to reinitiate or hack the machines. So all the way down here, and then all the way over here. So there was nothing. I didn't think there was. Where is she? She's just following me. Did she jump down, or did she find her own way? And we've been in here, and there was nothing There was one up there that I think we searched.
Go on without me.
No, this was the area that just mysteriously has like nothing in it. It just seems oddly empty. So I can't figure out that issue. But whatever. Well, again, no easy way back up. So I have to jump down here, take some damage, probably run back up here, run through this, and now we can start working our way back to the beginning of this whole level. And we'll probably get attacked by a few of Comstock's men. Like, if we know that Comstock wants her to be this murderous person to attack everybody that's not in Columbia, even for my own selfish self-preservation reasons, I should try to instill in her some ideals that maybe even I don't particularly actually agree with, of being, what would be the right word, compassionate and merciful. Also, when you think about it, these guys were standing in water, so they got electrocuted.
You know, those vigors seem very powerful. I'll do what I can to keep you stocked in salts.
Thanks.
She's obviously incredibly powerful herself, so I wouldn't want her to embrace the idea of using her powers flippantly. But the problem with Shock Jockey in this game is you're not in water very often. Unlike Rapture, where you're constantly in flooded sections of the game and characters are constantly walking in water, it almost never happens.
Much obliged.
Alright. So
I can tell what Slate said bothered you. You showed me. Sometimes you have to do what's necessary to survive.
There's survival, and then there's finding pleasure in the act.
Booker.
Look, you seem like a decent enough sort. That said, less you know about me, the better.
now, I don't think for a second there's any reason to go back down this path or this path, but you can see this is probably the worst example of level design I've ever played in a game. I can't really even think of anything that's anywhere close. Having 3 sections and just having to come back and meet at this point, and then from this point having to work back to the beginning of the level. It's just repetitive. It's designed clearly to make us walk through areas twice in an effort to make the game seem longer, because the game is actually incredibly short. That's just what it is. Even though there very possibly are sections I've forgotten that we'll see as we play here. Whenever you're playing a game twice in a row, you know it's shorter than the creators wanted. And right now I have 2 lockpicks, and I want 5. this is the upgrade and I can buy it, so I'll just go ahead and do it. I suppose I could have controlled it, but no need to, it's already been controlled. And then this one's empty. And there's no lockpicks that we missed over here. I think they may very well intentionally just force you. So we hit this. And so this area is opened back up. Now, what's weird is this gate kind of locked on us at a point when we were far, far away from that section of the gameplay anyways, so we didn't see that we were locked in to begin with. And let's leave the area. And so now we're just going to the plaza. Maybe there will be some enemies. Like, here we can see a mosquito, which is a flying character, flying machine. And I suppose the experience is slightly different than when we first showed up here, because the idea would be we don't have a sniper rifle, we're not focusing on that. And it doesn't seem like you can bring about another mosquito. So I could get a sniper rifle right here. And that guy's not dying fast enough, so.
Not ready.
Do it.
All right.
So there's a mosquito again. Took it a while to respawn. So there was a couple of shock jockey locations that it would be foolish to not investigate before we're leaving this. We leave this area, but after that we are done. Don't need any of this. So this doorway, Tails,
that'll do.
Doesn't seem like it's connected or controlled to anything. And it also doesn't seem like there's any... But this doorway is connected to this, which means we can go up here. And I don't think you needed to go up here for a reason. It's just that you can. Here we have a piece of gear. Jumping from the skyline has a 100% chance to burn enemies nearby. Victims take 400 damage for 3 seconds. Now, we don't know the health of anybody. I am going to take this, but I really don't want to do anything that would make my shield work even worse than it already is. See, and that was 2 lockpicks right there. So we are 1 short of getting back to where we needed to be. And that will be the final question, is can we find that final lockpick? And I think we probably can. I suppose I might have been able to run around and gotten up here, taking on the sniper rifle guy a little bit quicker. Well, you know, that almost seemed like you could get there, but I guess not. So it's kind of highly unlikely that there's anything else in this area. Either I have dropped the ball completely, or I've gotten everything and there's one more lockpick hidden back in the previous section that is simply was inaccessible until I had Shock Jockey. And see, it's been, I would say, close to 2 hours of running around. And I guess I could just ride the way out here. Is that the only option? Or can I use this too? I guess I have to skyhook it back. And see, I don't see a real reason why I'd want to go back to the pistol. Really wish the game had forced me to hold on to the pistol and run out of bullets more, like in BioShock 1 and 2. In that game, you had all the weapons, but having all the weapons meant you ran out of bullets on a pretty consistent amount of schedule, and because of that, you were always forced to switch up your gameplay. This is new, but I don't think there's something there. So we just we have to come down over here, and this guy is fighting for us. Well, he was until he blew up. I'm not doing very well here. How about this? See, and we have this empty spot where the guy won't respawn. So let's look around here. Without regenerating health, which is not a feature in this game, at least not right now, there's our 5th lockpick. Boy, look at that, we just walked through a cloud.
Much obliged! He was just there.
Like, I am running out of ammo. But I can't take that gun because that's a special gun, apparently. It probably is time to think about switching to something else. As far as just bullets. Hall of Heroes maintenance. It will bring this about. Pick up a health kit. And maybe now that I've brought out the health kits, I could bring this guy back. Yes, I could. And can I make this jump? Barely. Almost fell to my death there. And you can see there's like a robot flying the machine too. So we continue our path down that way, right? Like, there's this whole maintenance section is not really much of anything. I have only $98. It's just they must have built it around the statue, and they must be just repairing the statue. Maybe the high winds are damaging these buildings. See, yeah, they're just repairing the statue here. So we jump up here. And we're back here. And so we've got a little bit more of a fight to do. We're back to our 5 lockpicks. So as long as I don't find anything that I need to unlock, we will get that safe. There's several things in the area behind this area that we want to also look at and find things. And then we want to finally call that vehicle. It's been quite the diversion from the main goal. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.